Hey, what do you say we take a look at another electric bike? Welcome to the Vapor Trail channel. I'm Tony. Today we're going to be taking a look at another electric bike. This one from Vanpowers is called the City Vanture, and I think the clue to what this bike is really all about is right there in the name of the bike, the City Vanture. Well, you know, like a venture, but it's Vanture because it's Vanpowers. You get it. To me, this bike is a city bike. It's a commuting bike. It'd be great for college and that kind of thing. Super lightweight this thing is. I mean, my other bikes, sometimes to try to get them in the back of the truck, it's like, okay, this thing, way lighter than any of the other bikes that I have. From use of it, it's like, if you just need to pick this thing up and move it, no problem at all. The battery is built into it. The battery's on the down tube of this thing, which makes this not even look like an electric bike. It's very inconspicuous. Which also makes it great for that city commuting and for using at college and things like that. Zipping from class to class, no problem. Locking this thing up, you have a lot less to worry about as far as somebody going, oh, that's an electric bike, because that does make it an instant target. This bike comes in several different colors. The one I have is chalk blue or blue chalk, but man, some of the colors on this thing are pretty fantastic. Or if you just want to go straight up black, no problem, even more inconspicuous. Now this bike comes in two different configurations when you order. You can either get it pre-assembled or you can assemble it yourself. And I'm telling you, when you look at the assembly on this thing, it's not just like, hey, put the handlebars on and put the wheels on. No, I mean, it's literally, you're going to be assembling everything. The frame itself needs to be assembled. And if you assemble it yourself, you save $90. I think that's more for like DIY enthusiasts and somebody who really likes to get in there and work with mechanical things. There's a lot to be done if you were to build this thing from scratch. If you watch my unboxing video, which has been completed, that's up here, you'll see that even the pre-assembled one does take a little bit of work to put together. So if you're not mechanically inclined, I recommend you get the pre-assembled. And as far as ordering one of these bikes, it does have a 2-year warranty, a 30-day free return policy, 3 to 7 day free domestic shipping, which that's fantastic. And they do accept Klarna, although, you know, I suggest you use your credit card. That way, if there's any problems, you can always deal with the credit card company. The TFT color display on this is IP66 waterproof. And like I said, it has an invisible down tube battery, as you see right here. But that also means that the battery is built in. Unless you want to take the entire frame apart to get the battery out and replace the battery, you might have to take it to a shop or something to replace the battery. However, something that's pretty cool, you can install an additional battery and extend your assist range from 50 miles to about 80 miles, which is equivalent to the distance from Long Beach to Legoland at top speed, as they say on their website. It's lightweight, 2-hour charging time, and easy to install. The thing looks like a water bottle on your bike. So it still kind of maintains that inconspicuous electric bike look, not exactly looking like an electric bike. And as far as the frame goes, it uses something called tenon and mortise frame design. That means that all the pieces come apart. Check out this video from their website. So if you get this bike non-assembled, you are literally going to be putting all of those tubes together, tightening all of those bolts and stuff. It's a cool frame, but the drawback to it looking inconspicuous is that the battery is built into that tube and you would have to unassemble it. The bike uses Tektro hydraulic disc brakes, an all-in-one motor, sensor, and controller. And the motor on this isn't the biggest motor. In the US, the motor is 350 watts, and I think in the EU, it might be 250 watts. But some of my bikes have like 700 watt motors. Now, this isn't their only bike, and they do have the fat tire bikes and stuff like that, but this is the one that we're looking at today. So the specs on this website, they claim max speed of 25 miles per hour. I have definitely gotten 25 miles per hour in Boost 5. They say the mileage on this is 50 to 80 miles. I have yet to completely run the battery out. The weather here has been pretty sucky, so it's not so easy to get out on an electric bike. The Outer Banks, North Carolina during this year has a lot of rain, wind, and even a little bit of snow here and there. Plus super low temperatures. And by the way, those low temperatures will affect your battery life. As you can see in this graphic, there are a bunch of different colors, and this purple one looks really cool. My wife was like, why didn't you get that one? So let's go for a little ride around the Outer Banks here, stop at the beach, and talk about the bike a little bit while we do that, and I'll come back and wrap this all up. Okay, so it's real easy. We've got a button right here. You just push that, and it comes on, Vanpowers. We've got the display there. And of course, you can go down here and have it completely off, and then you're just pedaling. And of course, you've got your different levels for pedal assist. There is no throttle on this bike, so you're just going to be either pedaling by yourself or you're going to be pedaling with pedal assist. All right, let's go ahead. It is a really smooth takeoff on this thing. The motor isn't jerky or anything like that, so that's nice. Okay, so we're going to go up a level. And another level. And another level. So going downhill in fourth gear, or fourth level, over 20 miles per hour. The brakes are really responsive, I like that. So with these brakes, it's nice. They're actually like just 2-finger little brake levers on here. And out of all the electric bikes that I have, these have to be the smoothest, nicest brakes that I've tried. I really like the brakes on here, and just whoop. Very nice. Yeah, without having gears on here to shift when you're going uphill, you know, in fifth, you know, in the boost and 5 mode here, I can easily pedal up the hill, but I'm not hauling buns up a hill, you know what I mean? You know, I'm thinking about this, and maybe one of the reasons why the acceleration is so smooth on this is because we're not using a chain. And, you know, I noticed the chains tend to be a little bit clunky sometimes, but since this thing has a belt drive on it, it's just whoop, super smooth, and I love that. Tackling another hill, it's no problem. But on this bike, I'm pedaling a little bit more, pedaling like a real bike, you know, I mean like a regular bike. Maybe that's just because I don't have gears. Which brings me to a point, because on this, if I'm in boost at 5, and the bike is moving fast, well, I'm gonna be pedaling fast as well. It is pretty zippy though. Let's see. We're on power 4. And I'm just casually pedaling. And casually pedaling, I'm going 17 and a half miles per hour. So that's not too bad. Again, this bike does not have a throttle, so I wouldn't recommend it for somebody who wants an electric bike, because they say, well, I can't pedal forever. You know, I mean, it's pedal assist, but you are still pedaling. No throttle. So, you know, I can easily deal with not having a throttle on here. I'd say a drawback though, I mean, I guess if you're using it for commuting on streets and sidewalks, probably not so bad. But where I live, there's a lot of rough roads and bumpy stuff, and without suspension on here at all, it can be a little bit of a bumpy ride, and especially with that seat. It hurts your butt after a while. Gonna be swapping out that seat. I have this on normal right now, mode 2. Nice easy ride down the beach road. Very comfortable pace. All right, we're coming up to one of my favorite stops when I take a ride on the beach road, and here's where we're gonna be hitting some bumpy stuff. Because, yeah, you got all this. Okay. That would be a whole lot better with a little bit of suspension on here, but you know what? It's really not all that bad. You can hear my voice. But you know what? It is all worth it when you come to that right there. You just can't beat that. You know what I mean? That is a view. You know, no suspension on here. It's like a standard bike, so it can get a little bit bumpy. All right, so I'm gonna be riding through a little park right now, and motorized vehicles, quote unquote, are not allowed in this park at all. But, you know, with this one, you can't really tell. You know, if you're in a place where you're really not supposed to be riding electric bikes or whatever, this one would be a little bit under the radar. Let's take a ride in this park. You know, we're just on Eco 1. Hello.
Hi.
It's a nice, mellow little ride. I'll pump it up a little bit. So I guess it kind of depends on what you want your bike to do. You know, a bike like this would be really good for commuting, going to work, college, getting from class to class, that kind of thing. Because it's kind of, you can't really tell it's an electric bike, and it's lightweight and easy to just pick up and move if you need to. So I don't know. Just depends on what you want your bike to do and what you need it for. And much like traditional bikes, the handlebars are straight, so you are going to be bent over while you're riding. I mean, you know, it's like riding a bike, but it isn't one where it's going to put you in a position where you're up. This is a big hill right here. Had to put it into boost 5, and I am pedaling pretty hard to get up this hill. Now maybe if I had gathered speed before I got to it, you know, some of my bikes have like a 750 watt motor, and this is, I think, a 350 watt motor. So there you go. So on this trip alone, I've taken it 7.5 miles, and when I just stopped, one of the little dots or bars had gone down, but now it's back up. So we're probably on the verge of losing one of those bars, but no big deal. Definitely if you're looking for a bike that rides like a bike but gives you that extra power, it's super lightweight, so you can get in and out of places and stuff. Yeah, this is a great bike for that. Now another thing that this will do is, you'll see if you hold down this button right here, you're going to get a little icon on there that's a little walking person, and that's walk assist. So if you needed some help getting up a hill or something like that, it'll do that. You just hold down that button. Well, this is a cool bike, and since I already have fat tire bikes, you know, I got the Super 73, the Velotric Nomad, this bike will serve a different purpose for me, just an easy commute, that type of thing. If I need to be inconspicuous, or if I want to lock this thing up and not have to worry about somebody going, dude, that's an electric bike, let's steal it. Although I do have the Invoxia GPS tracker that I like to use with these electric bikes, which you can check out right here at this video. But I really like that belt drive. At first I was like, oh, that's going to be kind of weird, isn't it? I'm going to use belt drives on my electric skateboards, but it turns out I like it a lot. Super smooth with acceleration. I really like it. However, that also means that you can't have gears on the bike. Some of my bikes have gears, some of them don't. I really like having the gears though, because we'll give you an example. I kind of pointed this out in the video, but if I'm in 5, you know, boost 5, well, I'm going to be going fast, but I'm also pedaling really fast. It's nice to have gears so that I can, you know, change the gearing on it so that I'm pedaling slow, but still going just as fast. Or if I'm going up a hill, I might want to change the gears to make it easier for me to pedal up the hill, that type of thing. You know, trade-offs. For looking at this bike for what it is, it's a good bike for commuting, for college, and that kind of stuff, and I will definitely put it to use. I am curious about their other bikes. They do have some other really nice bikes, including ones with the fat tires and all that kind of stuff. But the City Vanture is a good, lightweight bike that has some features that you just don't see on a lot of bikes. Well, I want to thank you so much for your support here in the channel. It's been around since 2013, always sharing my passions here. I really gained huge passion for electric mobility, about 2 years ago. Yeah, we had a gas shortage here because there was a hack on one of the pipelines and we couldn't get gas for like a week. So it's like, man, I really need something electric. And once I go into a rabbit hole, I'm in there. Electric bikes, electric skateboards, electric scooters, I'm all about that stuff. And electric guitars, solar power. I'm a geek. I could talk about this stuff forever. If you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there is a red subscribe button down there. Click that and the notification bell. You'll get notifications when I upload new videos. There's also a thanks button down there. If you're so inclined, you can send me a thanks and I'll thank you on my next video. There's also links down there in the description for my social media, so if you have one of those, I'd appreciate a follow. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.